Good afternoon, guys. So last session we started Sightly language, right? HTML templating language. Okay, so we discussed about some of the block statements. So today we'll continue. Block statements. All type new file. So last session I will give the summary like what we discussed in the last session. So we have seen about what is HTML templating language. What is HTML templating language? And next we're done with what is the purpose of what is the HTML templating language and what is the advantage? What is the advantages with the HTML templating language? And so types. Okay, so allowed. So what I would say what kind of data types it will allow? What kind of data types it will allow? Okay, it will allow. Next operators. So what are the operators are available in the HTML templating language? What are the operators? And after that, mm, we done the discussion with the difference between HTML and HTML templating language. Okay, in the HTML templating language, so generally we have the 13 block statements. Total we have the 13 block statements. 13 block statements also called as custom attributes. 13 block statements. These 13 block statements also called as custom attributes. Custom attributes. So always the custom attributes start with data hyphen. Okay, always the custom attributes start with data hyphen. So normally it should be like this. If you take the div and inside the div you can take the custom attribute, always will start with the data. If you see any name with data, then that is the custom attribute. Okay, like last session we used some of the attributes. Data sly use, data sly test, data sly. So I will give the list of them. What are the custom attributes in the HTML templating language we have? So data sly use. Next one we have the data sly test, and we have the data sly list, and we have the data sly repeat, and we have the data sly resource, and we have the data sly. So these five we discussed in the last session, right? Test, list, repeat, resource. Okay, so after that we have the include, and after that we have the data sly template, and after that we have the attribute, that is data sly call, and after that we have the data sly text. After that we have the data sly element. After that we have the data sly attribute, and after that we have the data sly unwrap. Okay, and so how much you got now? 3, 9, 6, 9, and 12. So finally we have the data sly setup. Data sly setup. So these are the attributes generally we have, right? These are the attributes generally we have, like 13 block statements. Those 13 block statements are these are. Okay, in the last session we did the discussion with use test list repeat and resource. Repeat and resource. Okay, today we'll see remaining attributes. Okay, today we'll see remaining custom attributes. Okay. Okay, fine. Now the first will go with the data SLY include. So data SLY include is the attribute which is used to include one script file into the current script file. So normally I will show you one example on it. Then with every attribute we'll see examples. So through that you can get the clarity on it. For example, I will go to my AEM. First I will write the definition. Data SLY include, which is used to include one script file into current script file. Current script file. Okay, so I will go to AEM. I will AEM start at HTML. You can sign in. Okay, so I will go to here, CRXT, and then you can go to your Apple component. You can go to this, this already we done here. Okay, now so you can reload this one. Okay, Apple is the component. Now the custom attribute is data SLY include. So div, and inside the div I am taking data SLY include. So the purpose of include attribute, you can include one script file. For example, here I will take one more script file inside the Apple component. For example, here I will take one more script file. The file name I am mentioning like krishna.html. Okay, this is one script file which is also available in the same component, and here I authored some content. The content from, so Krishna is available, some dummy message I'm passing. Okay, so in your case also you can pass any dummy message in some BML I am passing some content, and I want to include, so I want to include whatever the content I have authored inside the krishna.html, the content I want to render on the apple.html file, apple.html. So for that, in that case, you can use the data SLY include, and then you can mention the file name. The file name is the krishna.html, and you can close the div tag, and then now you can close the div tag. So this is the purpose of include attribute. Include attribute which is used to include one script file into the current script file. One script file into the current script file. Okay. So now I will save this file, and I will go to and open one page. Localhost and start.html. Now I will go to the page, en page, edit the page. Now go to the Apple component, and you can observe whatever the content we have authored in the krishna.html file, the content is coming or not. So the Krishna is available BML, where I authored the content. I authored the content in the krishna.html. I'm the data is coming. Initially, I authored the content in the krishna.html, and I am mapping. I am making the establish between apple.html and krishna.html by using the data SLY include. Okay, so data SLY include is the attribute which is used to include one script file into the another script file. So like that, if you have the n number of script file under the apple.component, you can include all the script files like this only. You can mention data SLY include, and then you can include remaining script file into the current script file. So that is the purpose of data SLY include. Data SLY include is the which is used to include one script file into current script file. This is the current script file. This is the another script file. We are injecting one script file into the another script file. Okay. So that is the purpose of data SLY include. This is clear. About include is clear. The next concept we have the data SLY template. Actually, in the AEM we have the template concept actually. So a template concept will going forward we will discuss about the template concept. So as of now, I am giving overview like how to use the template. Okay. So generally, so template creation of template also it will take one dedicated dedication video. So as of now, I am sample template I am creating. Okay. So simply. mm, aim start.html. Now can go to that. I am creating one more template, and then my project name is the demo. And here I am creating the template. This is the template type actually, and then I am giving the template name is author info. The template name is author info. Okay, and then I am creating that one, and then done. Okay, so by default it is which is in the draft stage, we have to enable the template. I'm enabling the template. Enable enable template meaning the template now which is ready to use. This one is ready to use. Okay, fine. Now I will go to there. Based on that I will create one page actually. I will go to the sites. So for creating the page, template is mandatory. Okay, now I will go to the here. I will create one more page, that is author page. Author page with the help of author info. I am selecting the author info, and then I am creating the page. The page name I am mentioning as the author, and then create, and then create. Okay, done. Okay, the page got created, and if you click on the page, if you observe here, what is the template name? The template name is the author. The page name is the author. Template name is author info. Page name is the author. So for this template, I want to pass the values dynamically. I want to pass the like two ways you can pass the values. First way is you can pass the through the hard coding. Second way you can pass the values dynamically. Okay, so first we'll see with the hard coding generally how we will pass the values. We can pass the values in the template level by using the data SLY template. Data SLY template. So that I will show you here. So generally, normally you can take the div tag. Okay, so div tag open and close, and inside here you can mention data SLY template, data SLY template and dot template name. So in our case, what is the template name? The template name is the author. Author info is the template name. Okay, and inside the template, this is the template, right? And here I am passing the values. In the template level I am passing the values. For example, here I am passing the values. I am taking h1 and some I am passing some text. Search software solutions, like that I am passing, and then h1 close. And here again I will mention some. Again I am taking h1 and I am passing some bml, and I am closing the h1. So this is the text I have passed in the template level actually. Okay, template level. And then okay, I'm save this one. And if I go to my page, now the content will come or not? The content won't come. Why? Because you already passed the value, the content, some text in the template level. Okay, so which is similar to method, like in the Java also. Uh, Predefined method is the main method. If you write the any custom method, the custom method by default won't execute. We need to call the custom method. So similarly here also, template by default, template won't execute by default. We need to call the template, then only our content will display on the page. So for calling the purpose, you should use data SLY call. Are you guys clear with my point? Template itself, it won't execute by default. You have to call to the template. Without calling, the template won't execute. I have passed, I have given some dummy messages inside the template level. But when I am going to the page, the data is not coming. Why? Because the template by default it won't execute. Okay. You need to call to the template, then only the content will execute. Okay. So I am taking div tag here. I am mentioning data-sly call and my template name. I should mention my template name. My template name is author info. Author info. And then you can close. Now you can close the div tag. Okay. Now simply you can go to your page and then you can see, you can reload the page. Now if you see search software solutions and BM, how the data is coming. So the data is coming by using the call. By default, the template won't execute itself by itself. Okay, so compulsory it will use the by with the help of call only. We can call the template. Without call, we cannot use the template attribute. We cannot use the template attributes. Now you guys got the clarity. What is the purpose of template and what is the purpose of call? So template is the attribute which is similar to method. So in Java also by default custom methods by default custom methods won't execute by default. We need to call to the custom methods by using the objects. So similarly here also template won't execute by default. We have to call to the method. Then only it will execute. Okay, so these are the values I'm passed by using the I would say this is the hard coding. So these values you can pass the dynamically also. Okay, these values you can pass the dynamically also. This is the hard coding. So for overview for understanding purpose, I am doing the some hard coding. Okay, so as of now, this is the purpose. If you want to if you want to pass the any values in the template level, then you can go with the template dot and then the template name, and you have to give the template name, and from there itself you can give the inputs in the template level. Template by default it won't execute. We have to call to the template, then only the content will execute. Okay, so that is the purpose of template and call. Any questions anyone in this template and call? Template and call. So generally which is used to pass the input values, pass the input values at a template level template level in two ways. So first one is hard coding, through hard coding, and second one is through hard coding, and second way is dynamically. You can give the data through dynamically also. Dynamically. Okay, dynamically. Next, call is the attribute which is used to access the template, which is used to access the template. Access, you can say invoking the template, invoking the template, invoking the template. So without call, we cannot invoke the template. So these two are important. Okay, this is clear, guys. Include template and call. This is clear. Okay, so next we'll go with text attribute, data as a text attribute. So text and element attribute. So I will tell you, you can get the clarity on it. So first we'll go with the text attribute. For example, what I will do, I will take div tag data sly text. I am mentioning the text equal to, I'm mentioning the text equal to, I will close the div tag. So here inside what I will do. So yesterday we have taken some hobbies multifield, right? This hobbies multifield. So the purpose of hobbies multifield, what it will do. So generally we order the multiple games. All the data will be stored in the format of array. Now the same, the variable name is If you click on the variable name is the hobby. The same hobby I'm passing here. The same hobby I'm passing here. Now I mention hobby properties dot hobby. Okay, so here also I will mention some dummy message. That is some dummy message I'm writing here. Dummy message. Okay, as of now is clear. Now data SLY text properties dot hobby dummy messages and div. I am writing like this, and then I will go to my page and reload my page, and then we'll see how it will come. How it will come? So whatever the data it is storing, the same data it is displaying. The same data which is displaying. Okay. So generally the same data which is displaying. Okay. Now only little difference in between data as well as text element and then attribute. So this one I will open the okay, meaning generally, so whatever the content we are giving, so it will display the same thing. It will display the same thing, like whatever the data we are storing here, it will display the same thing. Okay, there is no effects on the current page. It will display the same thing. Okay, fine, that is good. Now what I will do, I will copy this one, and then now I will take element. I will take element. Now you guys observe what will happen. I'm saving this one, and then reload the page, come down, dummy message. And what is the difference between this one and this one? Are you guys observing what I'm doing? So here I have used the data SLY text attribute. Here I am using the data SLY element. Then what is the difference between the first line and second line? So here whatever the content we authored, the same content, the input values were coming on the page. But in case of data SLY element, it is replaced. Okay, the variable name is replaced with content, dummy message. That is the difference actually. So it will, whatever the input we are authored, the same input it will display. But in case of element, it will replace with the dummy content. It will replace with actual content. Clear, guys? So here also, if you see the definition for it, so replace the content of its host element with the specified text. Whatever the specified that text we are specifying in the host element. So host element meaning parent element. This is the parent, right? This one is the parent. Whatever the content we specified in the parent element, that should be displayed in case of text. Okay. And if you go with the definition for element, if you see this, replace the element name of the host element. Element name is this one. Element name of the host element. So generally, which is displaying whatever the dummy message we are passing here, it should be replaced with this one. Okay, so that is the difference between the text and element. And we'll go with the next one. Is next one what we have? Attribute. We have unwrap. we'll go with the unwrap. So I will show you only the little difference here we have. I'm saving this one. Here I will mention unwrap. Here I will mention unwrap, unwrap, unwrap. Okay, I'm saving this one and I will open again page. I will open this one. I go down. The dummy message is coming, but you can open inspect page. In the inspection, uh, if you see the difference between the above tag and below tag. Okay, so below tag, when you mention the unwrap, so it will replace, it will don't show the parent element. So that is the thing you have to remember. Then I will show you that one. Remove the HTML element from the rendering. Okay, so it is removing the HTML element. Are you guys clear with my points? What I'm saying? Are you guys observing? When I use the text, my actual content is coming. When I use the element, so actual content is replaced with the dummy message. When I use the I would say when I use the unwrap, so it will hiding the actual. It is removing the HTML element. It is removing the HTML element. So these are the little difference you have to understand. And we have the one more attribute, that is data-sly. We have one more attribute, that is the data-sly attribute. That I will show you. Okay, so that I will show you. The same thing I am copying from there and then I am using here. Data-sly attribute. Here I am mentioning, I am taking attribute actually. One more attribute I am taking. That attribute name I am mentioning some title. Title equal to that attribute name I am giving. Search I am giving. Okay. And here what I will do, data-sly attribute dot the title I am giving. I will give the title. I will give the title. Okay. So title, and then I'm saving this one. I'm saving this one, and then I will go to the page. I will go to the page, sites, and then demo. Yes, en page. Edit the page. Scroll up. The dummy message is coming. Now you can inspect. You can inspect. Go to the inspect. Now you guys observe what here happening. So instead of displaying the content directly, uh, the attribute is replaced with actual content. So these are the four differences. When you go with, I would say, text, so which is displaying actual content. When you will go with the element, which is replaced with the dummy content, and when you will go with the unwrap, which is remove the HTML element, and when you will go with the attribute, the values will replace with the attribute. The values are assigned to the attribute. The values are assigned to the attribute. So these are the little differences you have to understand. Are you guys clear with these four attributes? This is the data-sly text, data-sly element, next data-sly unwrap, and data-sly attribute. Data-sly attribute. Are you guys clear with these attributes? Next, if you go with, so these are the main attributes generally we have. So regularly we will use these are the attributes. So I hope These are the attributes actually. Data SL by use, data SL by include, data SL by resource, data SL by list, data SL by text, data SL by repeat, template, call, unwrap, text, attribute, element. I hope we covered all the attributes. Data SL by use, the purpose of to initialize Java, JavaScript template objects. Data SL by include, we can include the script files. Okay, and data SL by resource, we can include the resources. Resources might be the components and page references, content references, anything we can say a resource. Next, data SLY list. So repeats the host element based on the size of the list. So generally we can remember normally, like if we have the container contain multiple elements. So it can, which is used to iterate the elements. Okay, and repeat meaning it can iterate with the host element, with the parent elements it can iterate. Test meaning based on the condition we can execute the condition. Next one is template. Template is the I can say we can pass the values in template level by using the data SLY template. So to define the template, defining meaning we can assign the values. Okay. Next we have the data SLY call. Call meaning we can call the template. Without data SLY call, we cannot use the data SLY template. So mandatory should use the data SLY call. Data SLY call. By default, data SLY template won't execute by default. So you have to use the data SLY call. And next we have the unwrap. Unwrap meaning it remove the host tag from the markup, and data SLY text, and data SLY text which is replace the content of its host element with the specified content. And next data SLY attributes adds the attribute to host element. Next data SLY element replace the host element with a specified text, with a specified element, with a specified element. So these are the generally I would say the block statements. Total we have 13. Total we have 13. Okay. So this already like what are the global objects we have, and this already we discussed in the sling models. These are the global objects. So where you can check the global objects. So simply you can go to the Chrome. You can look for the global objects, HTML or slightly global objects. Then you can directly can get the global objects. These all are the global objects. Okay. So after that, these are the block statements. So that's it. Like if you know like how to use the 13 block statements, then you can have the good knowledge on the HTML. Okay, so HTML also very important. So regularly we will use the HTML templating language. Regularly we will use the templating language. Okay, regularly we will use the HTML templating language. Okay, now what you guys will do, we can practice with remaining attributes with respect to include, template, call, text, element, attribute, unwrap, attribute and tab. So this will not regularly we will not use. So remaining we will use regularly. Okay. So how to do the practice on it, and yeah, that is all about HTML actually. So total HTML block statements we have. So you have the clarity on how to use the 13 block statement, then you have the good knowledge on the HTL. Okay. So that's it. Please do the assignment and then you can share in the group. So, Anand guys, any queries, anyone?